responsibility.
Finishing this fight.
Hello, everyone, and welcome into the Lore Council. This is Kay, joined, of course, with Keith.
Hey, hiya.
Heya, indeed. So, we are, as the title implies here, we are going through episodes 4, 5, 6, and the big old chunky season finale of Book of Boba Fett. So it's pretty good. I really liked it. I really liked all these episodes.
Yeah, overall, I would say I really enjoyed the series. Definitely had a couple moments that weren't the best, some episodes that were kind of, yeah. But, yeah, I'd say overall I enjoyed the season finale. We're just going to get right to that. I kind of want to talk about it. Yeah, overall I enjoyed it. But, now, do you want to just jump right into reviewing episode 4?
Yeah, let's hop into episode 4. Not A New Hope, but The Gathering Storm. So, this one is probably my least favorite of this second half of the first season. It's basically, most of it is flashbacks, as the first half kind of just was, and it's mostly Boba Fett having memories of how he got his fire spray back from Jabba. Well, his palace, which had too many guards, and then he sneaks in and gets his ship after he saves Fennec, right?
Yeah, that's what happened. This episode basically just connected the episode "The Gunslinger" from The Mandalorian season 1 with Boba Fett, and he takes Fennec to a mod shop.
Yeah, and he
in the middle of Tatooine, or the Dune Sea or whatever.
Yeah, and then he saves her life, and she gets to become a cyborg.
Yeah, pretty cool. I like the dude's arm thing. I'm sure someone somewhere was like, "Duh, you can't have the technology on Tatooine because the something."
Because the Jawas steal it all.
They're not. It's supposed to be Star Wars. It's all grimy. There's no technology. Okay.
But yeah, so basically, in return for saving her, Boba requests that Shand break into Jabba's palace with him. And, of course, Jabba's palace is now ruled by Fat Bib Fortuna.
Yeah, indeed. And don't they basically just take everyone out outside? Boom, boom.
They sneak in, and they have a little standoff with a serving droid, one of the derpy looking ones with the bunny ears from 08 TCW. I thought it was fun.
Oh yeah, the ones that look like little rabbits.
Yeah, little upright rabbits. Yeah, I thought it was fun. Tamora Morrison, he has really good comedic timing, so I think it just worked for me that Boba Fett is having to have this little showdown, I guess, with a little serving droid.
Yeah, I think while watching it was fun, but at the same time, I don't know, in retrospect, Boba Fett chasing a little droid around a kitchen is kind of dumb. Catching it and just being "I am Boba Fett." It's it's a little wacky, a little too cartoony there.
A little wacky, but they
yeah, but it's fun. The chef droid with all the arms is really fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No,
I'm not sure if it was CG or if they were doing a prop thing.
Yeah, it looked really neat. And then they fought off some guards, and they retrieve the epic fire spray.
Indeed.
And then from there...
Oh, yeah, and then they go to... I guess Boba just wants to get his armor back, so they go to the Sarlacc.
Well, first...
He thinks it's in there, right? Or no?
They absolutely just killed, the people who...
Oh, yeah. That was a great scene, yeah. Tracks down the Nikto biker gang that we saw earlier, who were implicated in the deaths of all those Tuskens that Boba was a part of the tribe of. And he sees him in the fire spree, just guns him down. It's like really cool. And yeah, it's pretty badass.
Oh yeah, he sends them all straight to hell.
Yeah, right where they belong.
Yeah,
and
after this, he goes to the Sarlacc, and this is where I literally sent a Snapchat to one of my friends who had seen this episode before me, and I'm like, this is maybe the stupidest plan ever. Like, Boba takes the Slave One and flies it, like, straight down into, like, the maw of the Sarlacc.
Yeah.
And he's like, maybe I can find my armor. And it's like, bro, you were like inside of that, like,
yeah,
like that's a terrible idea. And
yeah, taking the ship and just flying it right up there, into its mouth, basically, not the smartest idea.
No. So then the thing, as soon as he like started like staring down there, I'm like, oh, okay, like we're gonna have a little like tentacle thing, and he's gonna have to get away from it. So they end up that ends up happening. And I was like, okay, so first of all, there's no stakes, because we know that the Slave One has to show up and, you know, rescue Mando. So I guess it's one of those things where it's like, oh, well, how does he get out of it? Well, Fennec hits the seismic charge button, because they can't use the blaster on the blasters on the Slave One, because they are blocked by the sand, because Boba...
Yeah, it's kind of like... It's like in that movie Alien, you know, when like the egg opens up and like the scientist or whoever just sticks his head like right in there. It's like that's kind of what happened here, you know. Boba just flies his ship right into the mouth of the Sarlacc, and of course it grabs him.
Oh yeah.
And the ship, I mean. But yeah, we get to see it completely kerbobbled by the seismic charge. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was cool. So the Great Pit of Carkoon, dead.
Yeah, I liked that the outside of it just looked like the non-special edition version of the Sarlacc, cool. Where it's like no thing, but then inside is the special edition beak.
And thank God it was also, along with the Niktos, it was just blown straight to hell.
Oh yeah.
And then from there, he obviously doesn't find his armor inside, because we know from the first episode that it got stripped off him by Jawas.
Yeah, well, he was all groggy from, Sarlacc acid. Juice. Yeah.
Yeah. And then from here, he emerges from the back to tank in the present, and he's fixed. He's A-okay. He's 100% Boba Fett now.
Yeah, kind of signaling to the audience that, okay, this is the end of the flashbacks.
No, yeah, yep, exactly. No more flashbacks.
But the beginning of the flash sideways.
Ooh. And then from here, we get Black Kristanen. He fights some Trandoshans because, Wookiees, Trandoshans, they can't be in the same room.
Sure.
And then yeah, he basically hires Black Kristanen on to work with him. And then after this, he invites all of the crime bosses of Mos Espa to unite against the Pikes, but they all refuse. And then with a little bit of rancor intimidation, which I thought was really cool, and I really liked, Boba convinces them to at least remain neutral while he fights the Syndicate.
Yeah, I liked that scene. Excuse me.
Oh yeah, no, the scene was really fun.
Yeah, in the previews for it, it looked kind of lame. But no, I really liked the scene. Just everything was cool. The Rancor bit was just like the icing on the cake. Cake. They're all sitting, of course, at this table inside Jabba's palace, and they're basically sitting right on top of the Rancor cage pit thing. Yeah, and suddenly the Rancor's fingers just jump up, and they're like, whoa! Right when Boba was just, asking for their cooperation, they're like, okay, well maybe reconsider. Yeah, the man does have a Rancor after all.
Yeah, and comply or be eaten.
That was definitely the sentiment conveyed.
Yeah, and then from there, Fennec and Boba talk a little bit, and she suggests that they hire some muscle for the imminent confrontation with the Pikes.
Yep, some muscle, and then the Mandalorian theme plays a little bit. Doo-doo-doo. And we're like, oh, okay.
Nice. We're gonna get the boy.
Yep.
Yeah, episode 4, not my favoriteest episode, but I understand that it's, kind of... It's like the midpoint of the season, so it's going to be the jumping off point for, like, the conclusion. So, it did what it needed to do, and it was fun.
Yeah, I thought it did a pretty good job of just wrapping up the flashback sequences. I liked the scene with Boba and Fennec in front of the fire when he's just sitting on it, just sitting right on his bantha.
On the bantha.
Not right on, but he's like leaning up against it with the fire, and he's just kind of talking. He's got his face is still all scarred and stuff, and he's got like a extra gravelly voice. So I can't remember what he said, but I just liked that scene.
Oh yeah, because he dismisses the bantha and he's like, "Go on, go find another bantha and make babies."
Yeah, I like Boba. He has like a thing for animals. Yeah, that's cool. It's actually established in the original young adult novel Boba Fett: The Fight to Survive.
Nice. Boba Fett is a.
He's an animal lover. Yeah, he just likes to ride things like a bantha.
Yeah. Okay, so slightly unrelated. Do you think Boba Fett would be a member of Cat Gang?
No, I don't think so.
No?
No.
I think Boba Fett would like a cat.
He's more of like a giant animal type. Like he wants like a giant animal that he can
so what about
ride around on.
What about like a Nexu?
Nope, it's not big enough. Plus, it's got all those spikes on it. You can't ride it.
Oh, true. But yeah,
perhaps an Acklay, although he might have like PTSD of that.
True. But yeah, so episode 4, pretty just okay. But
yeah, I liked it. It was fine.
Yeah, it was fine. It was inoffensive. It was like middling. It was all right. It was okay. It was cool. It took up 40 minutes of my time.
Yep, and now we interrupt this program to bring you Pimp My Starship. Starring the Mando.
Oh, sorry. We've actually gonna have to interrupt Pimp My Starship to bring you season 3, episode 0 of The Mandalorian.
Oh.
But yeah.
Nice what you did there.
Yeah, in case you have not seen this, or you've lived under a rock, episode 5 of the Mandalorian. Oh Jesus, I'm already doing it. Episode 5 of Book of Boba was basically just a episode of The Mandalorian. Boba Fett is literally not in it.
Wasn't he in it at like the end?
No.
Right, like a little bit?
No.
No?
I don't think so. Maybe he was. Anyways, so this one opens up, and the like worst kept secret in Book of Boba Fett, Din Djarin, the Mandalorian, walks through a like, oh god, what are they called?
Oh yeah, it was like a meat locker.
Yeah, like a meat locker,
something like that.
Like the plastic hanging bits in like a meat locker. Yeah, everybody
it's
knows
like the feeling I got from it.
Yeah,
so basically like where Rocky practices punching stuff.
Yeah, so
that's where we are right now.
He walks into like a meat locker, and he finds these people, and he's looking for a bounty because he's a bounty hunter.
I'm sure it's a Nerf steak factory.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
In hindsight, I wish they would have added in like a dude in the back, just like punching on one of the carcasses.
No, that would be too ridiculous for this show.
Oh yeah, definitely. I do love Rocky though.
Rocky is good, yes.
Do you have a favorite Rocky?
It'd have to be the first one.
Really? I like the second one.
But you can't watch the second one without the first one.
That's true, but I prefer the second one.
Is that the one where he does all those dumb ads and stuff?
No, it's the one where he has his
doing ads.
Apollo Creed.
Yeah, but then between he's like dressing up in it for ads and stuff. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
Tangent.
But yeah, he uses. Well, okay. First of all, he needs to get some more Beskar to cover like some of those weak points, because the first thing that happens in this episode is after he threatens them and he says the line from the first episode, I can bring you in warm or I can bring you in cold. He gets bit. And
he did?
Yeah, he gets bit, and doesn't he?
Where did he get
also
bit?
Gets stabbed.
I don't know. This is all just like an action-packed blur, man. Yeah. Just so much action.
Blur. he ends up killing anyone. He straight up like murks a dude and like chops him in half with the Darksaber.
Yep. Oh yeah, they went super violent there.
Yeah.
Gotta respect it. And then he like he's unable to control the Darksaber. He ends up like slashing the side of his leg.
Yeah.
Not where the Beskar is, of course.
No. I will say also, I just love that whenever Mando gets shot and it hits him in the Beskar, it just makes like a ding. I don't know why I find that so entertaining.
Because it's awesome. Because he's basically like, Star Wars bulletproof.
That's true. And yeah, from here he turns in the bounty, and then
were these guys weren't Niktos, were they? Were they the other one?
I can't remember what species they were.
The dog face people.
Klatooinians.
Klatooinians, that's the one.
Yes. They are.
Yes, indeed.
One of my.
They are dog people.
Yeah. I think for a little side tangent here.
Oh, I liked at the end. He kind of made like a little bargain with them.
Oh yeah,
it's like you can let me go and like you can let me go and filch your boss's coffers or fight me.
Yeah,
and they're like,
course, like, okay, yeah, we're gonna take the free quiche.
Yeah. He just limps out of there.
Yeah,
pretty dope, pretty boss.
Yeah. On a little tangent, so Keith was in a Star Wars like D&D game I did, and the two probably most used alien species that I would throw in for flavor were always Niktos and Klatooinians.
I did not realize that.
Oh yeah, there were tons of Niktos. I just like them.
I never noticed.
They're unique, and they are underused.
I don't know. They're one of those aliens. I try and think of what they look like, but then I can't really think of it.
Well, I can always remember them because they're in the first KOTOR game, like just all the time. Like they're very common.
Really?
Oh yeah, on Terrace they're like everywhere. And then
and of course, their names are very obviously a reference to the very famous line "Klaatu Barada Nikto" from "The Day the Earth Stood Still." Also from Army of Darkness.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure most people are going to know it from Army of Darkness.
Okay. The Niktos are the spiky-headed dudes.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so Mando, he goes, takes, and he flies back to the Halo ring.
Yeah.
I've never seen in Star Wars. I don't know if like it's been referenced anywhere else, and it's just in something I haven't read, or one of those like deep lore, like RPG source books or something.
Yeah, no, I've never seen anything like that, like a station like that, besides like a giant, like super weapon in Star Wars, or like the wheel. No, apparently it's a reference to not Halo, but some book I can't remember the name of right now, but it's basically a book about what's it called? Like those sphere things that are built around stars? Dyson sphere.
Oh.
It's a Dyson sphere except in the shape of a ring.
Oh.
So that's the basic concept. It's a whole series of books about it. But yeah.
Neat. I'm pretty sure most people are going to recognize
I think it's called Ringworld or
like,
something like that.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure most people recognize like that type of like space station from Halo.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Almost gamers, at least.
Yes, gamers. And from there he finds the armorer, and Paz Vizsla, who are like the last two survivors of their cult.
Yeah, I totally called it that they were, faking being dead, or some of them were.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But doesn't the Smith or whoever like allude to there being foundlings still?
Yes.
So some of the foundlings got out too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's still more somewhere. They're all just in hiding.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're in hiding. They'll probably show up in season 3 of Mando, I would assume.
Yeah.
They inspect the Darksaber that obviously Mando has, and
they're like, yeah, it's legit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then Jon Favreau Mando challenges.
No, that doesn't happen yet
Din to
because
a fight.
Mando decides to turn his spear into a gift for Grogu.
Yeah, he makes him a shirt of mithril to protect him.
We don't know that until 2 episodes.
Yes, we do.
No. We don't know that yet.
Okay, whatever.
We know that now, but yeah.
He makes him something.
He makes him a
I wanted it to be a helmet, but of course it wasn't.
Yeah. And then, yeah, we get the short but fun fight. Well, we get a little training thing, too, where the armorer is like, yo, Mando, you suck at using the Darksaber, bro. And
yeah, because he's conflicted or something.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense because I get that the Darksaber is like a Mando thing, and like the only Mando Jedi ever made it. But like, why does it not function just like every other lightsaber? Like, why is it heavy?
Because it's I don't know, it's magic and stuff, bro. Shut up.
I hate it, and it's dumb.
Because it's mysterious. I don't know.
Because
Rebels.
Moff Gideon was just like some Joe Schmo, and he didn't have any problems using it.
Because he's self-assured.
Ah, okay. Sure. Anyways,
yes.
So from here we get Paz Vizsla, who is obviously a descendant of... Oh, God, what's the dude's name from
Tar Vizsla.
Is that his name?
No, I don't know. Pre Vizsla.
Oh, yeah, Pre Vizsla. And then also...
The guy who made the Darksaber was Tar Vizsla? I don't know.
Tar Vizsla. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because Pre Vizsla was... Yeah, the guy from Clone Wars, the blonde dude who gets...
I just do not really like Clone Wars Mando lore that much.
Not at all. But yeah, no. Yeah, Paz Vizsla is a descendant of the Darksaber's creator Tar Vizsla, who was a Mando Jedi. How it ended up in like the hands of, Moff Gideon, we still don't know. He basically challenges Mando to a duel for the saber, and he loses because he's not a main character.
Mm-hmm. But then Armor has to do a vibe check, and unfortunately Din fails.
Yeah, Din does not pass the vibe check. I mean, like, I get it. It's probably on, like, his personal honor to not lie, but, like, he very easily...
Yeah.
Like, nobody know. Like, there's no way for them to confirm that, like, he did that.
Yeah, it's his creed, bro. Gotta follow the creed, man.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I guess she just had to ask those questions for the winner of the fight in order for them to be considered legitimate. So I guess he's proclaimed not a Mandalorian, but he still gets to keep the sword by right of
because he still won it.
But he's just no longer Mandalorian, but he still gets to wear the armor and everything. Yeah.
So basically, everybody still is going to assume he's a Mandalorian.
Right, of course.
And yeah, I mean, he also, like, still is because I don't know. It's dumb. I thought that was...
He's just, I don't know, there's going to be a whole thing, I'm sure, that's just setting up the next quest line for Mando Season 3. He's going to have to go find himself with the other Mandos and train or something like that, going on, I don't know, Spirit Quest or something. Yeah. I will call it right now. I was going to say something. Oh, is it the episode where they showed the flashback to the Great Purge thing?
Yes.
That was so cool.
It was. I really liked it.
Very symbolic of what Jon Favreau did for Mandos in canon. He basically just nuked everything that came before and pretty much gave us back Legends Mandos again. Yeah. Thank goodness.
Yeah, it was really interesting.
I really liked the K2SO droids being used as like what it looked like as like exterminator droids, basically.
Literally, like it literally just looked like one of the flash forward scenes from like Terminator.
Yeah, it was
the machines.
Yeah, pretty crazy. We built them to make our lives easier. That mountain of skulls over there looks great.
But yeah, I love this next part because Mando has to literally take like the Star Wars equivalent of like an economy class seat to Tatooine.
Oh yeah. He's got to take basically an airplane. Yep.
Yeah, he literally takes like a 747. He has to fly economy, and
gotta check his weapons.
Yeah, he has to he has to leave all his weapons. Which the whole joke is he's got a lot of them.
Yeah. What do you think about him saying unironically the I'm a Mandalorian, guns are my religion thing?
I like that. I thought it was...
I liked it more as a joke, but he said it the way he said it in this one, it kind of wasn't funny.
I liked it. I think it was just like the dryness of it, because Pedro Pascal, when he's playing,
It just felt too serious for me. Like he actually expected the person to like listen to
I
that.
think
Like,
it's because he
believe
wanted
that.
him to. Because he obviously doesn't want to.
That's not funny to me.
I really liked it. I liked it. His delivery is always very fun when he's playing Mando. And he takes his 747 and he goes to Tatooine to meet the annoying lady that everybody hates, and I also don't really care for.
She's not the worst thing ever, but she's not exactly.
Worst, but like I could
do we really need to keep bringing her back though?
Yeah.
Is she that great? The pit droids are probably the best part of her being around.
Oh yeah,
she's fine.
Her stick with the pit droids, like she's whatever. She's fine.
She doesn't ruin it for me, right?
Yeah, but if she never showed up again, you wouldn't be unhappy.
Right, yeah, like replace her with, I don't know, some alien mechanic. There you go.
Replace her with a bigger pit droid.
Some random alien speaking Huttese. I'm good.
With a Nikto.
No, something else.
Replace her with a Selkath.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, they're the fish people from KOTOR 1.
Oh, yeah. No, it's a bit too much of a deep cut there.
Oh, dang, son. Okay, anyways, yeah, so Mando's like, I wanted a Razor Crest. And she's like, bro, I don't have a Razor Crest.
Oh, yeah, of course, she has a basically just like a, like a Naboo N1 starfighter that's been, like, gutted, pretty much. They're like, we're gonna fix her up.
Yeah, so we have the montage of them fixing it, and it was fun. I could have done without it, but it was fun.
Yeah, it was like the montage of Din and Queel fixing the Razor Crest in the Jawa episode from Mando season 1.
Yeah.
They take a ship. So yeah, that was cool. I liked the little montage. Yeah. I've been on a real Phantom Menace kick lately, so something like this was really cool for me. I was like, okay, that's awesome. I love that.
Cool. I was unsure about the all chrome, but I guess it kind of complements his like super chromy shiny armor.
Yeah, plus it's it's like the Razor Crest. It's very plain.
Yeah, I like, and
it's got turbo boost.
It does.
Maximum overdrive.
Yeah, and I think this is a really, really again obvious homage to 70s when Star Wars came out. That's kind of when I think like muscle cars and like hot rods and stuff became like huge. So this literally has like the hot rod like exposed engine thing.
Yep.
Yeah. It looks cool, and then obviously it doesn't have an astromech port because that was supposed to be for that's where Grogu would go. So lucky she had the foresight to put it on.
Yeah, that was a nice little addition there.
Yeah.
But is that basically the episode? He just shows up and they build a ship. And then she says she dated a Jawa, and that's how she's able to get all these parts.
Yeah, I'm gonna forget that happened.
Jawas are very furry.
Yeah, I'm gonna forget it happened.
A little gross, yeah.
And then he takes his new hot rod out on a spin, but he gets pulled over by the space cops.
Who just happen to be patrolling Tatooine, even though it's apparently controlled by gangsters.
Yeah, it was weird that
Of course, they just happened to pick him up again, right? And of course, just have a transponder set up. But we get to see Din blow by some space cops.
Yeah, and one of them was one of the.
One of the ones from before, yeah.
Yeah, one of the ones from before, because he's like, I recognize your voice, and he's like, no, you don't. And then he just runs away. I really like the reaction, though, from the one. He's like, oh, he's jumping to space. And the other one's like, no, those are still his sublight engines. Because it's fast.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like the little exchange between them. It was fun. He's like, oh, should we report this? And he's like, I don't want to do paperwork.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
And I guess the N1s are also just built so well, they just have a hyperdrive built in there. Like 40 years before X-Wing Take made that possible. Tech.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. And then,
Nubian! We got lots of that.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, Nubian.
And then he lands, and then Fennec offers him money to assist him.
Oh, wait, did we miss him going through Beggar's Canyon?
Oh, yeah, he went through Beggar's Canyon. And
that was really cool, yeah. Did he blast the Womp Rat?
He did not. He did not bullseye the Womp Rat with his T-16.
Darn. No, but that was super cool, yeah.
Yeah. And then Fennec shows up, and she's like, yo, we need, Robert Feet needs some help. And Mando says yes, and he'll do it for free, but he has to visit his friend.
Yeah, and from that line, I was thinking, oh, okay, he means like, what's her name from earlier? The Marshall lady. What the hell was her name?
The Marshall lady?
I can't remember her name, the chick from Alderaan.
Oh, Cara Dune.
Cara Dune, oh my god, name. Yeah, I just thought of her first, but then, no, but it's Cobb Vanth, actually, who I thought would never show up again.
No. That's not who he visits.
Oh, where does he go?
Well, because the next episode... Well, the next
episode... Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm thinking 2 episodes ahead.
Yeah, you goofball.
He actually has to go see someone else first.
His other friend. And
that concludes
episode 5.
Mando Season 3, Episode 1.
Yeah, I really liked it. It was really fun. I made no secret of it, but I really love Mandalorian.
It was definitely a nice surprise, sure. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one.
Yeah, it was really fun. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's really fun. Yeah.
I just mostly liked getting to see, Din meet the other Mandos again. That was just really cool. Yeah, basically everything we've been waiting for since, Season 2.
Yeah. Yeah, so it worked really good. Really liked this episode. Big high point. And then this next episode, also big high point, opens up with Marshall Cobb Vanth.
For some reason, there's like a group of pikes doing a spice deal, like right on a moisture farm, and just like standing around like a bunch of idiots.
Yeah. So then he shows up and he does the cool old West thing, and he shoots all of them, but he lets one of them live as a message, and he's like, "You're gonna leave." That I don't know. He doesn't have like a southern accent, but when I hear Marshall,
Yeah, he's very cool. Timothy Olyphant as like a sheriff is great. He's great in westerns.
Yeah.
Western type movies.
Yeah, and so he tells
really
him to leave the spice, and he just dumps it out.
Yeah, very cool.
And then from here we get
things happen.
Yeah, well then Mando goes to visit Grogu, and for some reason he knows where Grogu's at, which was kind of interesting.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, was it like the planet that he met Ahsoka on, or?
I have no idea, actually.
Yeah, because I have no idea.
He just gets there, man. He finds a way. This is the way.
Life finds a way.
Indeed.
But yeah, he goes and he is greeted by R2, which is always fun. And unfortunately, also, well, I really like
a bunch of droids that look like they're straight out of KOTOR, just like building something.
Yeah, building presumably building like Luke's Jedi temple.
That will get burned down in T-minus 10 years?
I think it's like
15
20.
years? 20 years? Okay.
20-ish. But yeah,
any day now.
I really like it. Like, they're, like, R2 is basically like, sit here and we'll get to you when we have time.
Yeah, he just shuts down. It's like Mando just gets the point, yeah. And then who shows up but... No, it's not some other character. It's Ahsoka!
Naturally.
What?
Dave Filoni He's got to shove her in there, man. Yeah.
Dave Filoni does have a co-writing credit on this episode as well as directing it.
Yeah, and
Ahsoka somehow shows up. She knows Luke, and she's on the training planet, even though she had to send Mando to a rock in order to find Luke before. And we talked about this before. I was like, how does she not know Luke Skywalker exists, and why did she not tell Mando to go find him? Now we know she knows Luke, so did she just barely meet him recently?
I don't know, because they don't really say, but when they speak to each other, it seems like they've known each other for a while, and they're like buddies.
Yeah. I did not like that scene. Really weird. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Kind of ruined the episode a bit.
I will say, Ahsoka's makeup and costume looks a lot better than it did in Mando. But she's also not doing, like, action scenes.
It's just, I just did not like... I just don't like Ahsoka talking to... post Return of the Jedi Luke. Is just really weird.
Yeah,
it just makes no sense to me. It just completely breaks all continuity. I'm just like, no.
Yeah, I don't really like it. And then she basically tells Mando, hey, if you're here, like, you're you're basically like, oh, what's the word? You're enabling like Grogu's like attachments to like his family, so you gotta skedaddle, and I'll just deliver the gift for you.
Mando very dramatically has to be looking at Grogu as he's being trained by Luke and being like, I have to go now. Oh.
Yeah, but, you know, it's one of those things where he accepts it because it's the best for his little green friend.
Indeed.
Yeah, and then
but the best part of this episode is definitely Luke basically just training Grogu, and it's awesome.
Oh, yeah, no, it's great. The CGI for Luke looks way better than it did in Mando Season 2.
Really good. Really, really good.
There were a couple scenes where it looked a little bit wonky. But
I didn't really notice any wonkiness. For the most part, I was just like, wow, it looks so good. It looks like they just got a guy that looks a lot like Luke and maybe put like some prosthetics and makeup on his face to make him look more like Mark Hamill, you know?
And apparently
like a really good double wearing some makeup and stuff. But in actuality, it was all a deep fake.
Yeah, it was a deep fake, which they should have just done for Mando Season 2.
Well, they couldn't because they hadn't hired the guy that did it yet.
I suppose. But yeah,
some guy on YouTube like redid their version of it, so they hired him.
Yeah, nice. Good for
Doing
him.
great work.
Yeah. And then I also read that literally every single line that Luke utters in this episode, none of it is done by Mark Hamill. It is all completely synthesized.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, like straight up, like
wow.
Like not a single Mark Hamill did not have a single line of dialogue.
I could have sworn that they were like having him voice it and then like, I don't know, de-aging his voice or something, but wow.
Yeah, no, it was completely
incredible.
synthesized.
They probably just used every line from Return of the Jedi.
I don't know how, I have no clue how they did it, but they did it.
Oh wow.
And it worked. It was very
crazy
natural.
Stuff, man.
It didn't, like, just like the amount of technology, man. In like 10 years, actors will be out of a job.
Oh no.
They'll be just deep faking Joe Schmoes onto the street. But yeah, no, we get basically a training montage. It was pretty fun.
Gotta have a montage. Montage.
Luke helps Grogu remember the most traumatic time of his life.
Oh yeah, right. He's trying to like have him like relax or whatever. It's like, holy shit, Order 66. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, and then I guess there's like some stuff where like supposedly the room that Barriss Offee ended up in Clone Wars, like the symbol above that is near where Grogu's at. So all the like, you know, YouTube clickbaity people are like, Barriss Offee rescued Grogu from Order 66 and blah blah blah. It's like, who cares? They're obviously gonna show us eventually.
So some Jedi was protecting Grogu.
Well, there were
right?
two of them. There was like one with a blue saber and one with a green saber.
But yeah, man, crazy stuff.
Yeah, we
there.
get to see Order 66.
And then we get a super cool training sequence where Luke uses, you know, his little training droid that would shoot him in Episode 4, and he sets it on Grogu, and it has it start shooting Grogu's feet so he can learn how to jump like Yoda. Yeah. I just thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it was really fun, and he puts
jump with the Force.
Yeah, he puts Grogu on his back in a little backpack, basically like a, you know, he's always having like Yoda's on his back.
Starts tear-assing through the Force. Yep.
Yeah, it was really fun. He does. It's like literally that little sequence is like a direct homage to Episode 5. Like he does the exact same flip. He runs in like the same way. It was really fun, and he
definitely all this stuff. Something I never thought I would see that. You know.
Yeah, it was really
on
cool.
screen, something like that. Yeah.
Fun little thing. Have you played Jedi Academy?
Yeah, some of it.
Okay, nice. I was texting with one of my friends after we watched the episode, and he's played Jedi Academy, and he was like, and I told him, I'm like, bro, like Luke literally walks in this episode. It's like whenever he's walking, when he's not like with Grogu, he always like has his hands behind his back, and he's always walking like really straight upright. Like that's exactly how he walks in Jedi Academy, the video game. And I'm like, oh my god, that's hilarious. Like Jon Favreau has been playing Jedi Academy.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, no, like yeah, pretty much anytime he's walking with like, and he's not training, like he's got his hands behind his back. And then
I wouldn't be surprised if Favreau's like a bigger fan than than we could even think of.
Yeah. But yeah, then eventually Grogu is done training for the day, or however long passes, and Boo Ahsoka gives the gift to Luke, and Luke is like, "Oh, bro, this kid's got attachments." And then Ahsoka basically tells him, "Well, go with your gut, and you do what you think is right." And so Luke brings Grogu, and he basically gives him a choice. You can either have what Mando gave you, which was, like you mentioned earlier, a suit of mithril, or you can have Yoda's lightsaber, which is pretty cool. I guess Yoda just had it sitting in his hut on Dagobah.
Yeah, it's just sitting in a box somewhere,
Yeah. Right next to the walking stick collection.
Yeah, and his old hover chair.
His old hover chair, probably, just with Dagobah's climate, probably has some snakes in there.
Yep, probably just completely ruined.
Yeah, probably gave Luke a little love nip when he was trying to grab it.
Yeah, I really like that continuity there. With the lightsaber, it's perfect.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, he basically just says, Grogu, Shroot, or consequences. Right?
The beat?
And then...
or $1 million. Grogu...
This gross beat. And, yeah, we're not going to find out this episode, because it won't be until... next episode.
Yeah, but basically at the next episode, or next little part here, we have Boba Fett and all his people are like, "Oh, we don't have enough men because we're the good guys, and the good guys never have enough men."
Yeah, how else would they be able to face, insurmountable odds?
Yeah, I know. So Mando's like, "I know a guy," and he goes to Freetown, and he's like, "Hey, will you help us kill the Pikes?" And Cobb Vanth is like, "Oh yeah, sure." We don't want him.
Well, not exactly.
Yeah, basically.
He's like, "No one here wants to fight." Like, okay, actually, now we'll all fight.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like they wanted to get through that Western trope of like, the people don't want to fight, but they're gonna have to fight, but they got through it in like 30 seconds. And then
they can't waste time, man.
Yeah, and then it seems like 30 seconds later, after Mando leaves, Cad Bane just walks in through the desert.
He just steps right out of a portal,
Yeah.
Adjusts his coat.
Loads in. I get it. They're like this last little chunk of the episode. They're literally going for like, this is a Western.
Yeah, hardcore Western, yeah.
Yeah, hardcore Western. But yeah, the Cad Bane.
I really liked it.
I mean, it's cool. It's an homage. Obviously, Star Wars is, George Lucas was a big fan of Westerns and samurai movies. And
Cad Bane just really channeling Clint Eastwood, hard. Like,
yeah.
I thought he looked really cool. I really like, Cad Bane with the sharp teeth, big eyes.
Yeah,
really
a bunch
cool.
of internet spazzes were doing that internet spaz thing online, and they're like, "Oh, Cad Bane doesn't look exactly like he does in the Clone Wars." It's like, yeah, because Clone Wars is an animated cartoon, and this is live action.
Don't worry. They were quickly fought back by everyone pointing out that he pretty much looks like how his species is always portrayed in the movies.
Yeah, it's
just bulbous heads and big red eyes that look like just like
I will
lenses.
say, I don't know if it's like a CG or like a prosthetic, but I didn't like the way his mouth moved. That
no, it's definitely just a regular mouth. I liked the way his mouth moves.
Okay, I don't know. It's just like the way it moved. Maybe like because obviously like it's not the voice actor because did they get the voice actor from Clone Wars? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I just sometimes I don't think the mouth lined up perfectly with what he was saying.
Yeah. Cad Bane was definitely hype in the Clone Wars, and I thought he was great here.
Yeah, it was cool.
Really cool.
Him
really
and,
menacing, super menacing, and just intimidating.
Yeah, and
you should never have given up your armor, or however he talks.
Yeah, that was pretty good actually. But yeah, he basically tells Cobb, he's like, "Hey, whatever you're getting offered, we'll double it. Just stay out of it. Don't even worry about it." And Cobb is like, "No, I'm the good guy. As you can see, my shirt is white." And And then the deputy comes out and he's like, "Hey, I'm a dingus. I'm gonna get my marshal killed," and he does.
Yep.
Yeah. Cobb Vanth and Cad Bane literally have a Old West shootout.
Very cool, and he's literally just wielding what seems like a revolver with a scope attached to it.
Yeah, it's that's the blaster he used in like Clone Wars, but yeah, it's
No, he used a different blaster in Clone Wars.
No, it was definitely a blaster pistol with a scope.
But did it look like a revolver?
It could have been. It's
I don't think so.
Clone Wars. The blasters aren't the most detailed things ever.
But
yeah,
really cool scene. He's like, Tatooine belongs to the Syndicate.
Yeah, and then he blasts. He just absolutely bodies the marshal and the deputy. He shot the sheriff and the deputy essentially.
Indeed.
And
he
then
fought the law, and he won. The law lost.
The law lost. And then from here we go to the sanctuary, everybody's favorite place in Mos Espa, and then the Pikes blow it up.
Yeah, classic, gang warfare style. Just freaking dudes walk in, leave a briefcase, basically, walk out, kaboom! Nice Twi'lek hostess lady and all her little finery and droids just completely annihilated.
Gonzo! And, and that's the episode.
Nothing left.
Well, we've already discussed
this show really likes to, really likes to jump between goofy and just straight up, death.
Yeah.
Instant.
Yeah, so,
one episode, Boba Fett's just chasing around a little droid. Next episode, freaking, Cad Bane's just, murk some dudes. Whole freaking sanctuary gets kaboomed.
Yeah. Crazy, man. Crazy stuff. And then, the episode ends with, Luke giving, Grogu the choice, but we discussed that earlier. So, episode 6, I really, really liked it. It was also really fun. Seeing Luke train a Jedi in live action is something we've never seen, and I was glad we got to see it.
Yeah, super cool. Totally glad I decided to watch, Boba Fett. It made, watching Boba Fett just totally worth it, seeing that, so.
Yeah. I will say, I hope they don't, start dangling the mystery box of, how Grogu escaped Order 66. Because it's not something that I need them to spend, a whole bunch of time on. It's not anything I've ever cared about. But I get it that, clickbait YouTube channels need,
Well, I did care in, the first season of Mandalorian, but at this point I don't really care.
Yeah, even then,
he's here. He's in the timeline. It's fine.
Yeah, he's in the timeline.
He's an old baby. It's fine.
Yeah, he's an old baby, and when he's good and ready and can speak basic, he'll explain how he did it. But yeah, episode 6 really, really fun, and then that brings us to episode 7, which basically immediately follows episode 6, and we have opens up and the gang, the big three. I think it's Fett, or no, Mando's not there yet, but they're in the ruins of the sanctuary, and Boba's like, "Oh, this isn't good. They're all dead."
Everything is just completely just blasted to smithereens. It's all nothing, just scorch marks.
Yeah, and basically they just.
But the structure is still standing.
Yeah,
oddly enough,
it's a very interesting bomb. It destroyed everything on the inside, but not...
those Tatooine sand-packed buildings. They are built to last.
Yeah. So
I'm not sure what they're made out of. I assume sand of some kind.
But yeah, so they basically have their little discussion, and then Mando walks in and he's like, "Don't worry, I got Freetown in on our side." And they have Drip.
Good old Freetown.
And he's like, "Oh, don't worry, they Cobb Vanth is a good guy. He definitely hasn't been shot."
Yeah, last time I left, everything was fine.
Yeah, pretty much. And then then we have a awful, terrible shot of the mods cruising around on their Vespas going 1 mile an hour. Ironically,
they got a patrol.
But it's the speed that it's just the same speed that they were going for the speeder chase.
Yeah, but now it looks fine.
Yeah, well, now it
They
looks...
actually look good. It wasn't immersion breaking. Speeder bikes actually look good going around Mos Espa.
They were going slow because they're patrolling.
Yep. Yeah, they're riding around looking cool.
Like a bantha.
Like a bantha.
And then at...
oh, wait, let's talk about... I'm not sure why Mos Espa is, like, inside of a giant, like, basin now.
I don't know.
But it is, right? Like, it wasn't in episode 1, right? It was just, like... just a town.
Oh, maybe it was. I haven't paid
attention. Maybe it got bigger, right? But it
just got like...
Mos Espa looks freaking huge, and it's inside like a giant basin. There's another city on top of that. Like, what the heck? There's like a giant landing pad over here.
Maybe the city on top is like the old town, and that's where like episode 1 was, and then just over time it expanded, and now it's in the basin as well.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I'm not worried about it. It looks cool.
I was just wondering because they kept using those establishing shots, and it looks nice. It's really big, right? I'm just like, doesn't really track with how I imagine Mos Espa from Phantom Menace.
Yeah, well, that's like, it's like 50 years difference in time, so.
Also, Attack of the Clones. It basically just looked like Mos Eisley, pretty much.
Yeah. So. But yeah. So then we have them there patrolling, and then back in Tatooine Lady's hangar.
Oh, I'm sorry, what?
Back in Tatooine Lady's hangar, a X-Wing lands in, and I was like, oh, sick, Luke is going to show up. But no, it's just Grogu. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. And then I'm like, oh, R2 just basically put it on autopilot.
Yep.
And yeah, so he shows up, and he's like, beep, boop, bop, take this kid.
Afro Lady's like, hey, I'm just going to talk to you for a bit, because stuff.
Oh, yeah, and they did the thing, because... I don't know if this was actually a thing, but did people not like the name Grogu?
I guess some people thought it was dumb. I don't know.
Oh,
that was fine though. I like that joke. That was actually
fun. Because she's like, "Oh, Grogu, that's an awful name. I'm never gonna call you that."
Yeah, that was great. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess kind of. It's obviously put in there as like a jab for people who still call him like Baby Yoda or think that Grogu's a dumb name. I think Grogu's a fine name.
I call him both.
Yeah, I typically go with Grogu, but yeah, if I'm talking to people who aren't as...
Baby Yoda's pretty iconic. I mean,
yeah, it is iconic.
Because he's Yoda, but a baby.
Yeah, he is.
He is Baby Yoda.
And yeah, it's revealed that he has the mithril under his shirt. I think they should have had a troll stab him, but before they revealed that. But
yeah,
this'll work.
Not exactly, obeying Chekhov's, shirt law thing.
Yeah. But yeah, so he gives her off, and then we have the scene where Boba is confronted by Cad Bane, and...
We at least needed a scene where Grogu gets shot, and he's, like, lying down, in the dirt for a bit, and everyone thinks he's dead. Just one scene of that.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
okay, next is the betrayal scene, right?
Well, no, next is where Cad Bane confronts Boba.
Oh, yeah, yes.
And he's like... the Pikes killed your Tusken family. We're evil.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
and
I totally called it. The Pikes did it.
Oh, yeah,
called it.
You did.
But then they framed the Niktos.
You did. Poor Niktos.
Called it.
They didn't do anything.
There is video evidence.
There's. Go back and watch
audio
evidence. Watch our last video. But yeah, from here... they almost have like a shootout, but then Bane has like sharpshooters up on the roof behind him, and Fennec has to like talk some sense into Boba because he's obviously like he's hot-headed, he's like emotional.
Yeah, Bane says like, I've got back shooters as well.
Yeah, and I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know, that was just a cool line.
And he's gotta back off, and but I feel like before then they were patrolling around the city, and then they all got attacked. Right?
No, it's literally like right after this.
Later. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the mods are cruising around on the Vespas, and they literally call Boba, and they're like, "Boss, something feels wrong." And then the other crime families, "Oh, wow, they betrayed Boba? Shocker."
No one could have thought of that.
I can't believe you've done this. But yeah, and then we...
Black Sun gets attacked by a bunch of Trandoshans.
Of course.
The 2 Gamorrean guards get attacked by some Nikto bikers or something.
Yeah, I think so.
And yeah, they get like Spartan kicked off a cliff, basically. And we get to hear that awesome Gamorrean squealing sound from Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, not the big guys.
I know.
They really showed them falling like for a while there.
Yeah, and then Boba, Mando.
So nobody could survive that fall.
Yeah. So they're all kind of
what else
hiding out
happens?
then.
The mods
and
get
then,
like attacked by who?
What's that?
Who did the mods get attacked by?
Oh, just like they're under attack. Like everybody's under attack.
Okay, sure.
And then Fennec goes to help out the mods, and then as Boba and Mando are kind of chilling out, they order the Major Domo to go negotiate with the Pikes, and I really liked him. I like the Major Domo. He was I don't know who played him, but he was like a standout kind of
he's
in
good.
all the scenes he's in. He was really funny. His line delivery, he had like a really expressive face.
Definitely one of the best Twi'leks we've seen in this live action.
He's like, I don't have the accent, but I was raised on Coruscant, and my parents were like civic administrators or something.
Oh yeah, he's just like totally. He's just giving his like his character backstory, and nobody cares.
Yeah, and he's like,
I was raised on Coruscant. Mind you, I didn't have an easy upbringing or something like that.
Yeah,
very fun, immersive for sure.
So then, this as he goes to negotiate with the Pikes, he gives a really cool line that Boba gives him, because Boba's like, "I'm going to write down my demands," and the Major Domo brings it to the Pikes, and he's like,
Of course, he doesn't read it first.
Tatooine will once again like flourish off of the bodies that we're gonna leave of your soldiers. It was a really cool line. I'm not doing it justice. If you haven't seen it, you just gotta watch it. And as that like kind of diverts the Pike's attention,
jetpacks. Did someone say jetpacks?
So Mando and Boba, they just show up because they're badasses. They're Mandalorians. They have
do
Beskar armor.
They basically do the Robot Chicken Boba Fett scene.
Back from the dead, bitches. Boba unfortunately did not have a lightsaber, red and blue, purple for pain.
And we get to see some Boba knee pad action, rocket knee pads.
Yeah, that was sick. They're all doing cool stuff. Mando gets shot a bunch of times, and it just clangs right off him, which is like I mentioned before.
They both get shot like a bunch.
Yeah, it's super cool. Like it's cool, like just seeing them like tank it because they can.
And then what happens? They were like almost on the ground.
Well, yeah, they're basically just like outnumbered, but then bam, 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 it's the Freetown boys, and they roll in on their speeder, and it's got like a heavy blaster on it, and they arrive. But then, oh no, the bad guys are coming back at it, and they have like these two giant like big droids that like their weapons can't.
They look kind of familiar. I'm not sure if those were in Clone Wars ever.
Yeah, I think they were.
It almost seemed like Umbaran technology. How they just use tons of ray shields for everything, and like big walking, hulking droids. So they were like freaking droidicas on steroids.
Yeah, I looked it up, and that's basically what they are. They're
like Umbaran attack drones or something.
Yeah, they're like a bigger version of droidicas.
Made by Bactoid Armory.
They are made. I don't know. I'll have to look into it. But yeah, so they show up, and it's impervious to like all their blasters, so they're kind of doing a little retreat. But then
impervious to lightsaber, and it's not one of those shields where you can just walk through it because it's a ray shield.
Yeah,
activate ray shields.
But then Grogu and the Rancor show up.
Yeah, Bob was like, "Oh, hang on, I'll be right back." 5 minutes later, he comes back with the Rancor,
like a bantha.
So cool.
Yeah, just awesome.
Riding giant Rancors, tearing apart these freaking droids and stuff. If you're a fan of monster movies, you will be very satisfied.
That was great. And the Rancor looked great.
Oh yeah, super cool.
I would have liked if Danny Trejo was in like Boba's forces and he was fighting off the Pikes.
Nah, he got stuff to do.
He's got other Rancors to sell.
Yeah, and then everyone else was kind of doing their own thing.
Yeah, they're all kind of just like fighting everyone off and everything, and then the
Mando and Grogu are like running around doing something with the parts of the shop lady.
Yeah, and then we get the big showdown between Boba Fett.
Oh, I like that scene where they all show up. Like Grogu shows up with parts lady, right?
Yeah.
And they're using that the little trolley pulling droid from episode 2.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that was fun. Yeah. So then we get the big showdown between Robert Fett and Cad Bane, and Boba ends
super
up...
cool scene.
Yeah, super awesome, super great, super fun.
This is like my favorite version of Cad Bane by far. He's just so menacing and cool. He like it's literally like he's just like alien Clint Eastwood, the way he talks and like delivers his lines.
Oh yeah.
You know, he's kind of like gritting his teeth. Really badass.
Yeah, unfortunately not badass enough to survive getting stabbed by the gaffy stick.
No, he does get the draw on Boba, but it was all a trick.
It was.
He was just waiting for him.
And then he gets stabbed.
He gets Tuskened.
He gets Tusken.
That was super hardcore, yeah. Like, just stabs him. The hardcore, super badass, you know, Boba Fett, you know, rampage style.
Yeah. And then we get a pretty fun scene where Grogu puts the Rancor to sleep.
Although, I will say that the whole, you know, it wasn't Bane saying, like, why are you doing this? And like, Boba's like, this is my town, this is my city, my people, my dune, my Arrakis.
My dune. My Mos Espa.
Yeah, we basically get like even in the final episode, we don't really get much of a reason for why Boba was doing all this stuff.
Because he's the protagonist and he's the good guy.
And
he's got a rough exterior, but a soft heart of nougat.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it kind of doesn't make sense. Like, how is he? It's like, where's the income? It's like, you know, he's not running Spice, obviously, and like the main gangster trades of Tatooine were like slavery and spice, and he's not doing either of those things. I was like, They didn't really talk about that either. So
yeah, maybe for season 2.
Like, because slaves are usually always a thing on Tatooine. Were those just outlawed maybe when the Empire fell?
Yeah, I would assume
that's probably a thing. Or when
yeah.
Jawa died, who knows?
Yeah, but yeah, we get a fun scene where Grogu puts the Rancor to sleep, and
He does a good old Jedi mind trick on it.
Jedi nap trick.
Or no, you know, like the thing where like Jedis like bond with animals. I can't remember what it's called.
I think it's called like Beast Trick.
Beast,
at least in
Beast Riding, Beast Master.
But yeah, so we get that. We get the part where Fennec just like kills basically like the Pikes and the mayor and the
like the mayor gets like she's basically just turns into Batman right at the end.
Oh yeah.
I was expecting the dude to just be like, "Where are you?" Fennec just shows up here.
Yeah, it was great. I think Fennec's a really really fun character. She's like, and it's fun. She's like
she basically like hung someone, right? Like the mayor. He was just hanging, like his feet were hanging. Like what the hell?
Yeah, it was great.
This is all over the place.
Yeah, and then like they're kind of having like a little party, and then Mando and Grogu fly away in their fancy N1 starfighter with the Grogu.
Yeah, it's fine at the end. Boba tosses like a fruit to Black Chrysanthemum. He's like eating it. One of the mods like, "Hey, why didn't I get a fruit? Why don't you ask him for it?"
Yeah, it was fun. And then with them flying away, that's totally the end of the first season. Definitely won't be a mid-credit scene. Oh wait, there is. We get Cobb Vanth is not dead. He's in the Bacta tank.
Yeah, I guess he's gonna be a bigger deal. Yeah,
and we're gonna have a show from his point of view, and it's gonna all be flashbacks for the first 4 episodes.
Yes, I thought Timothy Oliphant was too big of a name to like be more than just a guest star in this show, but I guess not. Yeah, we're gonna make him a full-time cast thing.
Yeah, that'll be cool. I like him. I like Cobb Vanth. And,
he is skinny Boba Fett.
Yeah, pretty much with a better haircut.
And then he's got a what do you call those things that cowboys wear? You know, the handkerchief.
Neckerchief.
Neckerchief. There we go.
Yeah, and he's gonna get some cybernetic stuff done to him.
Oh yeah, because Dreadlock Cyborg Upgrade Man is he's getting ready to do some stuff.
He's gonna give him a cybernetic neckerchief. He'll be more Western than man now.
Now he's just gonna give him like just robot torso.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's that wraps it up. That is the second half of Book of Boba Fett.
I liked the scene with Mando and Grogu when Grogu's tapping on the glass. That was so funny.
Oh yeah, it was great. Grogu's great.
Yeah, this is really great. They got a good chemistry, and yeah, he just zoom off into the sunset.
Yeah, so
Good stuff.
Yeah, that's the first season. I really liked it, and I hope they continue it because it was a fun show.
Yeah, I would say for me, I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna have to watch it at least one more time all the way through. It might be better than Mando season 1 and 2, kind of.
I don't know about that.
At least.
I think it'd be on par with season 1.
I really like the flashback sequence with Boba Fett with the Tuskens. I like a lot. I like a lot. Well, the modern day or the present day stuff is fine. Yeah, I like all that stuff. I would definitely watch it again. I don't know. Boba Fett, man.
Yeah, no, it was really fun. I really liked it, and hopefully, yeah, if they continued it, that'd be great. I don't know why they wouldn't. They obviously wouldn't set up Cobb Vanth and a Bacta tank if they weren't. So,
indeed. Do you want to give it like a out of 10 rating?
I'd say. You're talking about for like the whole season, right? Not just for the season finale.
Oh no, whole season, yeah.
Whole season. I'd say like 8.3 out of 10.
Okay, yeah.
It was definitely good, but some of the stuff, kind of like Boba flying into a Sarlacc and kind of little stuff like that. And usually tonal dissonance isn't the biggest deal ever for me, but the tone was a little bit inconsistent, more than I would have liked.
Yeah. Definitely, the tone jumps around a lot, that's for sure.
And I'm not saying that like it had to just be like, nitty gritty, dark, and people are like, being like dismembered or anything. But just a little bit more like constant, I think would have been nice, and it definitely would have helped it out.
Yeah, luckily I can kind of just project like Legends Boba Fett onto the character of Canon Boba Fett in my mind, so the show kind of works. No, I'm just kidding. Well, kind of, but no. I don't know. I think I just really like Boba Fett and his armor and seeing the ship again and all that stuff, and it kind of ties in neatly with Mando.
Yeah, it was cool. I really like the Mando tie-in. And it's been a
finale. It wasn't like as good as I wanted it to be, but it was pretty good.
Yeah,
I thought using the sanctuary set like again, they already used it like 500 times in this season.
Yeah, it was kind of their little safety blanket, I guess you could say.
Yeah, like it's a practical set and everything, and it looks good, but it's the same thing. It's kind of like budget.
Yeah.
And but yeah, sometimes it kind of looked like kind of like bad TV show budget, like they're on the same set. It's like unlimited bad guys coming at them. I don't know.
Yeah, but overall, like really great show. I really enjoyed it. So
yeah, definitely enjoyed this one. I was just looking forward to this every week. I would say it's worth watching just for the Mando stuff, but I also really liked the Boba Fett stuff.
Yeah, no, and I definitely agree. And I would also say, in regards to like, since you kind of mentioned it, like canon versus Legends Boba Fett, what I've started doing, and this might maybe help you a little bit, I've just started viewing the two as just completely separate, and I try not to compare them, and I just watch them for what they are. And if the show's going to be cool, like this one was, then it's going to be cool. So.
No, yeah, but I mean, like if you're trying to like kind of reconcile like movie Boba Fett with this version, a lot of people seem to be having a problem with that. Like yeah, he needs to be a killer, he needs to be boss. But if you're kind of seeing this from a point of view that I am, where like I think of kid Boba Fett who had he had some good in him, I kind of think of this version as sort of being like that, and they did tie him into being the young Boba Fett. They show that scene with Kamino, the flashback sequence.
Yeah, yeah. I never got like if you just watch the movies, like they don't give you like the impression that like he's like this cold-blooded like killer. Like he's literally like perfectly like he literally doesn't want Han Solo to die. Like yeah, it's because of the bounty, but like you know if he was like
It's mostly entirely the bounty.
well yeah, it's entirely the bounty, but like you know
he was a guy in a helmet who stood around.
Yeah, he looked cool. He had like an iconic look, and he had like 5 lines of dialogue, one of which is like him screaming, which was a
no. I'm like 99% sure Favreau maybe read the Boba Fett books. I don't. It must be a thing somewhere where Boba has a thing for like animals and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, you do get to see a lot of that side of him in this show. You know, he's easy to empathize with it that way, right? Yeah. He's a little bit more human, right? Obviously, we want Boba Fett to be a badass, and
and we got that in like this last episode. Like, I mean, him and Mando jumping on their jetpacks, and it's gas.
Oh yeah, for sure, great action. Yep, riding the bantha, riding the Rancor.
Oh, it's great, and I think it was good that they like humanized him. They gave him like, you know, kind of like a dad joke kind of sense of humor. And like
I definitely think it could have been written better overall. Like, just had a better storyline for the present day stuff.
Yeah, and I think if they didn't have to lean quite as hard into the flashbacks, but I get it. Like they're answering how Boba got here.
Yeah, and also kind of like I said, reintroducing us to his character.
Yeah.
Which I think worked great. And yeah, I definitely want to watch the whole series all over again. And I think I will still enjoy it. And now it kind of ties in with Mandalorian and everything. That's really cool. So anybody who was like, oh, I'm just not going to watch Boba Fett. Ha! Now you gotta watch it.
Yeah, watch it. Watch it, man. It's a great, great.
If you like Boba Fett at all, just watch it.
Yeah. If you aren't huge on Boba Fett, this will, like me, I've never been a huge Boba Fett guy, so this helped turn me into a bigger Boba Fett fan.
Oh, really? Good to hear.
Yeah, like I like the things that he appears in, but I've never.
Of course, Tamara Morrison is great.
Yeah,
he's great as Boba Fett.
Yeah,
he's Jango Fett. He's also Boba Fett.
He's also millions of clones.
Indeed.
Yeah. But I suppose that probably promptly wraps up our review on episodes 4, 5, 6, and 7 of the Book of Boba Fett, and wraps up the first season as well. So anything else you have to add?
Yeah, 8.5 out of 10 would recommend.
Yeah, for sure. Well, until we see you next time, if you enjoyed this video or any other videos that we put out, feel free to drop a like on this video and drop a subscribe to the channel, and you can help us grow. We recently just crossed over the 100 subscriber mark, so we appreciate all of the support and everything. So keep it coming.
Yeah, please like and subscribe.
Yeah, for sure. And until we see you next time, I am signing off.
Yeah, this is Keith, a leader.